Hey guys. About to do a channel message, but just give me a few moments. Let's let people come into the message. Hope you're awake. It's a little early. All right. While I'm doing what I'm doing, let me tell you what just happened. So to do this channel message, I just realized something. You might realize something. I'm not saying it's going to be shocking. It's going to be like revolutionary in regards to like like how something could have happened previously, and previously then you trying to put 2 plus 2 to make 4, but the math wasn't computing because like there was some missing parts and pieces. You gotta experience life to even understand certain scenarios and situations for you to even be who you are today. And when I say that 2 plus 2 equal 4 moment just happened, and I was just like, wow. But God was giving me the parts and pieces for me to even interpret a particular dream and understand it now. Wow. But yeah, before I get into all that, um, on my way to get ready to do a message, right? I went to the store, it's kind of early, and I saw this man pull up to the vicinity that I was in before I came to do this message. And like my instincts was like, don't go nowhere near that person's vehicle. And it's so interesting because I was trying to get away from that person's vehicle, like indirectly. I don't know the person, I don't know who's in the vehicle, whatever. But it was just like my intuition, my discernment was like, stay away from the vehicle. And every time I was trying to get away from the vehicle, this person would keep turning in to like they were trying to find my location. You know what's so interesting? If you on a particular app right now, they just added that location feature. So it was like and it's so funny because like ironically, because when that new feature on a particular app was trying to show where everybody's location was at, whatever the case would be, and it's very precise and accurate. People were even complaining like on that app that the location was just like putting people like addresses and all types of stuff, like weird stuff, like the accuracy they get an A for accuracy, I guess. But people right now, I don't know what it is about technology right now, y'all. And within these previous I want to say 2 weeks, it's not really even these 2 weeks, but it's just been made known. It's been happening kind of, but like people in regards to like AI and I don't got no problem with AI, but like in regards to it's to a certain extent, in regards to AI and technology, like even like kiosks and self-service type of situation. Self-service not that bad, but like what I'm saying. People are not feeling that right now. People actually want to talk. I literally was talking to somebody on customer service, and customer service usually has technical support. And the technical support told me that they could not help in any kind of way. I had to go talk to a human being at a brick and mortar. And I was like, so what is your, what do you, what? And it's so ironic because people want to, get that person to person contact in regards of like their services being done or met and need like that they need and want, whatever. So like I've been noticing for like the previous 2 weeks, I'm not gonna hold you. That of course embodiment, it has been like very much prevalent, but ironically. But yeah, back to what I was saying. So like yeah, I was at the store and like I was like, yeah, my discernment like, yeah, don't go around this vehicle, this enter. But the person kept turning and trying to come towards me. I ignored it, went about my business. As I was leaving, I heard the person said something that was a confirmation of what somebody was trying to have a conversation with me previously about, not too long ago. And when the person tried to reach out to me, this is somebody who has not spoken to me in years. years. And the last time I saw this person was before they was incarcerated. Like literally, this person said that they was going to fulfill their duties of what they were supposed to do the right thing, basically. And maybe that movie is very significant. Somebody told me that they was gonna do the right thing after not speaking it for years, after they was dipping and dodging, whatever the case may be. And then, because of experience is the key word here. Because of experience, I knew that this person, it's not that they don't want to fulfill, I can't speak for the person, it's not that they don't want to fulfill what they're saying. I just know this person can be very manipulative previously. So I took what they said with a grain of salt because it's the same, that person that said the same old, same old, same old. You just know the person for real, so it's like whatever. But I knew this time, the previous time I was speaking to this person, that when they agreed again to do the right thing, I knew because of my prayers that if he did not do what he's supposed to do, it was going to be on him. And that's all I'm going to say about that situation, because right after that person made that verbal agreement with me, I never heard from them again. Just to find out a year later, this person has been incarcerated the whole time after the conversation. Now, was that surprising to me? No, not at all. But it made me think, it was like, not just them, but it made me think, it was like, every time this person keeps telling me they're going to do the right thing, even though doing the right thing, from my perspective, could have put that person to be incarcerated. No, not to be funny, not like that. I'm not one of those, like, dependent. Ironically, this still person ended up incarcerated. How ironic. And it's like, it don't make me happy, don't make me sad, don't make me mad. It's just like, all right, whatever. So yeah, back to I was at the store. So when I left the store, like I said, my discernment was like, do not go nowhere near this particular vehicle, right? And I heard the guy, he was all having like a phone conversation or talking to somebody, and he was saying something like along the lines of what the previous conversation was supposed to be with this particular man I'm talking about, right? And mind you, when the person reached out to me when he was incarcerated, I did not respond to them. Because even the website this person was trying to contact me on was like, spiritually, it was just like, somebody wants you to pay for something that they are doing to you in a negative, malicious intent, and they trying to flip it around like you supposed to get they bad karma. Where the fuck they do? Excuse me. Where they do that at? Like, when people spiritualists get on this app, psychics get on this app, whatever, intuitive, whatever, get on this app and be like, oh, you're the doppelganger, destiny swapper. That's in regards to people that got bad karma. They know they ain't, and then they try to manipulate a situation to make it seem like it's you. That's all that is. So then, maybe this message is in regards to how to teach you guys how not to get destiny swapped. Another thing I realized about destiny swapping, God forbid on my life, could never. It has to do, when people be like, oh, your sister sign. Your sister sign is somebody who got a prominent zodiac placement similar to you. And I'm not just talking about sun sign. This is where you get into like the birth chart stuff. And if you want a birth chart read a message, just message me. We can do that. But yeah. So anywho's, I went to I went about my business, left the store, and then the guy in the car started slowing down, trying to keep up pace with me, and we started trying to start a conversation. Mind you, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I don't mind conversating with people. I don't mind conversation. I don't know the person, even a stranger. But it was just like I already had to determine I don't want to talk to this person. You feel me? So I'm minding my business. This person just like, yeah, you're so beautiful, beautiful smile. Mind you, before I even left the house to even go to the store, it was so funny because when I made that discovery, I was just like, dang, like I was giving me all the spiritual downloads. Like, all right, you ready? I've been preparing you so you understand what it is for real, for real. So I'm just like, dang, this person was trying to do this to me. This person wanted me to feel this way, like because like, I was doing like I'm not even gonna get into it, but like basically the way I didn't go outside apparently like to flatter myself or anybody else, aesthetically basically. But I already knew because I was saying, I'm like, dang, it's so interesting because like for like I'm gonna get into why it's interesting, but like later in the message, but it was so interesting because I was talking to I've been talking to I'm like, you know what? I literally can feel in the spiritual for a while now. It's somebody that just don't want me to be aesthetically pleasing and they don't want me to talk to people and this and that. But it's like it's like in a malicious way. Like this person, like it's like one of them situations, when not no negativity, not bring that into my field and or all that, but like like when certain females they be like arguing, and then that one female be like, oh my, I'm like, that's why you ugly or something like that, and then the whole time you're looking at the person they call ugly, you be like, bitch, where? It's like one of those situations, like somebody like trying to call somebody unattractive, but like they're like a supermodel, so it's like they feel like if they do certain things to you or say certain things to you, you're gonna just like um feel unattractive and then you're gonna become unattractive. And then that's the spell. But it don't stick. It don't stay on because you know why? It's a lie. People be thinking like sometimes spell work is like people cooking stuff up and mixing stuff up in a cauldron or something. No, 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 no. A spell could be as easy as somebody just lying. And welcome to the channel message because now we in Leo season, and Leo's ain't supposed to be no liars unless you would. But Leo are leaders. Leos are in regards to melanated men. Leos are and in the upright, pretty good people. But a undeveloped Leo, I'll call that. It would be like prideful or narcissistic, like very bad, like not even narcissistic, more like misogynistic. Are you understanding? Like, mm. But yeah, like I was telling y'all about like because I don't want this channel message to be all over the place. So basically, I was saying all that to say about the guy in the vehicle because the guy was being very nice, but not my intention, my discernment was telling me not to speak to him. So when I wasn't speaking to him, he kept trying to make conversation. He even slowed his vehicle down even more. He said something like, "I had a beautiful smile when he started the conversation. I wasn't really paying him no attention, going about my business." And then he said something like, "Can you is there any way that I can?" He said something. It was something like he was flirting. Like, is there any way that if he could see me later so I can make him smile, he can make me smile again, something like that. And it has such a sexual undertone to it. And then like for him to be the age that he was, and I'm just looking at him like, bro, I don't care. Like it's like, bro, I don't care. You look like a creep. I don't care. So that basically the premise. But like, I knew because I was about to do the channel message, like something like that was gonna happen anyway. I'm just like, all right, whatever. I'm being very polite, and I told him to go about his business. He started asking me like, oh yeah, you about to go to work and this and the third, and I actually like, yeah, I am. Then he started asking questions like, where at this and third. Whole time, let me tell you, the whole time the guy was wearing a security guard outfit, and that is so significant. And I know why it's significant to me, but I'm gonna just mind my business on that one because I ain't trying to do a story time. So the zodiac of an embodiment of Sagittarius is very significant because travel, somebody slowing their own self down, trying to do something to you, make you feel some type of way. And then on top of that, they attracted you, but they don't want you to feel like you attracted. What? Do you understand the Aries embodiment? Like, you know how much confusion that is in regards to one person. This is somebody that obviously is not, mentally all the way there. But we gonna rebuke the negativity from for any type of person like that because that's ridiculous. Ooh. Anyways, so let's get into the dream catcher message, right? So I had this dream, right? I had this dream. I can't even tell you when I had this dream. It was a few years ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, and the dream wasn't that long. But I'm gonna get into why it's so significant. There was a woman, and then like she walked into a particular room. Now I understand the variation in dreams symbolic. Like the difference between doors and windows is very significant. So since it wasn't a window, I knew this had nothing to do about like online shenanigans or nothing like that. This is like literally like either in the physical, literally walk into some type of situation or whatever. So this is something in regards to like real life time. This woman walked into a room and there sat a man on a throne, right? But he had the mask on. The mask is very significant. We're gonna get into that in a little bit, right? Yeah, so this man had a mask on and it was all twisted up and like usually when people have masks on, a hole for both eyes. No, 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 no. It was just one hole in the middle of the mask. And the woman looked at the person sitting on this big, and like when I say the person looked like they were like a giant or something, like somebody, you came to somebody, it's like this parallel. It's given like, I'm not gonna get into it because I understand like this person, you or this person might like sci-fi or something like that as a genre. Anyways, you could have walked into somebody's life like you was an angel, and somebody could have been portraying themselves to you like they was like an angel or like I don't know, like they was like this person felt as though excuse me, this person felt as though they was God in your life. They was the king, the emperor in your life. What king or emperor got to put a mask on there while they living? Well, that's right there. And it's a simple question. That's all. It's a simple question. So yeah, so let me narrate the dream. I'll get into like the specifics in a moment. So just walked into the room, saw this man in the middle of the room, big giant guy, and this could be in regards to like that chimera effect. People who supposedly bred with people from like just go back to like back in the day. Just go back to theology and all types of stuff like that. Even mythology and stuff like that, where they said that angels came, even the Bible, when angels came down and you know made children with humans, and then they made these giants. Take with that information what you want, because I really it's like whatever. So no shade, no shade at all. It's just fun fact, right? So excuse me. Hmm? Do you random? That was just so random. What song is that? That's Sierra. That all right. Oh my gosh. All right. So this person, that's like an insider about this person in correlation to this dream. Sierra music could be very significant. A song in particular So something about goodies. This is why I was talking. Even in the another channel message I did today, there was some sort of weird sexual undertone or something, and it's just like you could be completely serious with a particular person. You speaking logic and everything. You're not even thinking in a sexual undertone. This person just looking at you sexual undertone. Take the message out of this message. I guess that's good or whatever. So let's talk about it. Hmm. Let's talk about it. This woman walked past, like this man, like in this throne with this mask. You, it would appear that this man is very scary, or would instill some sort of fear, or like just the embodiment of it. Like you're supposed to respect this person, you know. That woman in the dream looked at that man sitting on that throne, saw the like. This is for my narration of like something about third party situation scenario. That Gemini embodiment, lover, loved one, friend, relative, romantic, platonic, business partnership, possibly. I'm hearing impossible, impossible. What song? That's it from the Cinderella movie. Mm. So the upside to this dream and the sharing message is that somebody wanted to treat you or have people group up against you to make you the Cinderella. Duh, that's gonna work out in my favor. Have you not watched the movie? It's too many like things in context to like a lot of stuff that we've been watching over the years. It's like there's certain things that don't change and certain things that do change it, but change is always imminent in regards to good when you're a child of God. Now let's go back to that song just real quickly. That Sierra song I was just humming randomly, right? Music could be very, very significant in regards to this message, this person, whatever you who. No negativity. I keep seeing mm, somebody. I'm hearing ride along. Is that a movie or something? Very significant. One moment. Not that. Mm-mm. That's very significant too. Like it could be a scenario situation where somebody, like you have a conversation with somebody. It's just like it just sounds childish. Like, no, like or like more like sounds like no, it sounds like sounding really short or whatever. Who cares? You could be keeping things real short with somebody, but anyways, in regards to conversation. So we're like the Sierra song, right? So Sierra was saying something like in the song like I don't know if she's saying that part. That's significant. I'm not being too dramatic. This the way I gotta have it. You see what I'm saying? Someone could have been saying, "Oh, she's dramatic. She's crazy. She don't know what she's talking about." Or it could be he. Take the message out of his name. And then that second line, I'm not being too dramatic. This the way I gotta have it. This the way I gotta have it. That can have so many different messages right there. And one aspect is like, you praying to God, you doing the right thing, you have your own morals, you're going about life the way you're supposed to be doing it, right? And it's somebody just so bothered by that because there goes that ride along message. Because they want to ride along, they want to do it with you, or they want to stand there, but they ain't necessarily agree with what you're doing or how you're doing it. So it's like they conflicted within themselves. Really, I don't want to really analyze like that, but then they're conflicted within themselves because like, all right, I don't believe what you're doing. I don't really like what you're doing, but you're gaining momentum. But I don't want to seem like a hater. But if I do stand next to you, I know inside this person is like, I'm gonna be a hater, huh? But that's just some like assuming, self-analyzing, or of others. So I don't want to even get too deep into that. So, anyways, back to the dream that was previously had. So this could have been going on for like a couple years or something like that. This woman walked past this, guy sitting front. So like usually, hear me out. Usually, when I previously seen dreams like that, where people like passing, that's like a symbolic, of like that. But like, tell me why, right? Not like that, but like in the dream. Oh, give me 1 second, cause I got to find out. So I'm gonna keep you on this. All right, so you gotta understand one thing I have not yet mentioned about the dream so far that was previously had is that this man that was sitting on the throne, everything in the dream was in color, but that person from head to toe, that man, was colored in all black. So that's some. So it's like this is in regards to a lot of different scenarios. Like the occult is involved. The occult is involved. All right, here we go. Miracles, miracles, because not one word was spoken, but you passed. Like in regards to you use your discernment not to speak to somebody in particular. You also use discernment like, you know, I wouldn't say hold grudges. I would say like you had plenty of opportunities to really, go about a situation a particular way, and you chose to just focus on yourself. I would say something like tunnel vision, but at the same time, it's more like when you're focusing on yourself and you're doing what you're supposed to do, you don't really got time to even focus on the negativity. Now, don't get me wrong, the color black is also in regards of protection. So by you passing that person, let's start with this here. Before we even get to the other part of the dream, where have you ever seen depicted that you see somebody sit on a throne and there's nothing but more behind them? When have you ever seen? Please do not get somebody on some Dr. Umar. I don't know what is going on. That's you. That's funny. A lot of other things, but um, um, no dramatic effect, but in regards to like, there's never anybody behind the throne because the throne is, metaphorically on the top. People look up to these people that's in thrones, are in these certain positions, and this person is perceived to be protected and a protector. But you choose like what? You choose like to not speak to a particular person because think about it. What would have happened if this person would have spoke to this person? Because when they didn't speak to this person, this woman passed the man, and I didn't even get to the second part of the dream. You use your discernment. You know who to. I don't know. Like this person looked at this person. It's like, and it's kind of like you looked at this person, this woman, and she kept it pushing. She was like, and then like if you think about it, so let's get back. Let's get to the second part of the dream. So in the second part of the dream, as this woman walks past this man on the throne, not moving, not talking, not saying nothing, one holding the mask. First of all, is you breathing right? Is you really breathing right? Because I don't know what this energy is, but it's so hype, but it's so chill. It's like it's like where's the circulation? The mask is twisted up spiral. We're gonna get into that. Let's talk about all right, before we get to the second part, let's talk about the mask on this person in the dream I previously had. It had one hole in the face. And it was twisted up. Let me tell y'all, no funny. One of my favorite animes, because I'm not like a big anime fanatic, I'll say that. But there's been some good ones. There's been some good ones. But the reason I've loved anime is because of this particular anime where they had the main character basically he was going from a child he was going through it. I understood, like I could resonate, but like at the same time I understand it was just a cartoon. But what I like about it is that it had a lot of good morals and messages. If you really was paying attention. And it seemed like a whole bunch of other people. We can get to that another day. So ooh, something good happening in miracles. It's just good energy now. Anyways, so the mask in the dream and the symbolic meaning. Basically, the main character was going through a whole bunch of stuff, but this character, in regards to this show, did not happen until the end of the series. Kid you not? No negativity. Like, it was a lot that went on in that anime. But when it got towards the end of the series, what happened is that like let's just say supernatural things were occurring because it was in regards to the Libra agreement of like balance. This person who I grew up in like certain a certain scenario, I'll say that because it was very unique of that person in the anime. So like, mm, ooh, the energy is interesting. Yes. while these people were trying to achieve peace, the person who was going through like the most and also was compassionate to other people, it was like this person kind of in a sense displayed like what God really want of a person to like. He was showing like that teacher environment, that Sagittarius in regards to like when someone comes into your life, like luck and expansion, like somebody who went through something, regardless if you went through the same thing or not, but they understand people, human beings, so they know don't treat people the way you don't want to be treated, and just being like that father figure, I guess. But we're not gonna get into that, 'cause, like no sentimental junk, because like this is anime, mind you. I'm just saying this about me. This person before the end of the series encouraged basically everybody, like, yo, listen, like within their community, whatever. Like we don't want, these super net. This is for the parallels, for the message, because we don't want like any negativity to be like bestowed upon us. And in regards to, how do you say it, like justice being served, think keeping things fair and balanced. You gotta do what you gotta do. But then, like, you're going about life, and you're not thinking about other people and what they got going on necessarily. You focus on yourself, and doing your thing. And then, yeah, it just, oh my. Mhm. Like I was saying, so it was just like, it's just someone who you just, you might not know her, you might not, you know, think of, know everything, but it's just like, you never know what other people got going on. The person depicted and that resonates with the mask in the anime series came at the end of the series, and not only came at the end of the series, but you got to hear their whole backstory as to who they are today, and not to spoiler alert on in regards to the anime show, but they finally kind of get the guy to turn back around in regards to like doing the right thing. But the backstory, it was just too much. Like the main, so the like, all right, so the guy with the mask, basically, his backstory was that he went through a life or death situation, something about the love of his life. You know, I think he, yeah, it didn't work out for him, but and that kind of what, and so it's something about like a guy or men like that don't have like that first love stuff. I have like femininity and masculinity is quite interesting because men and women are not the same. So like, I'm not gonna get into this whole psychology of it, but women are usually more emotional than men. But it, it's always about really, it's not indifferences. It's more like in regards to self, being able to regulate your emotions and being able to not just regulate them, but understand them. Duh. Hmm. So basically, that character with the mask did not do that. He did not do that at all. Like he kind of just lost it. He got off the deep end. Like kind of like not mushy, but like he like because of what um that's where the two differences in regards to morals came into play in regards to that show, because like I said, the main character went through some too, went through something different, but that wasn't his outcome, you know. And I don't want to like put it on the anime and stuff like that. I'm saying in regards of like the show is kind of like showing you like how God always makes a way. It's all about your discernment, what you choose to do, your own morals, self beliefs. As long as you're doing what you feel is right, usually, because like, as long as you do what you feel is right, good. God gonna keep blessing you. Miracles gonna keep coming in. Them opportunities and miracles always gonna happen. But if you know, like, I'm not saying you can't have different belief views, but like, if you know, like, what you're doing is like really like based on something that you couldn't emotionally regulate or control yourself, like you weren't willing to change. It's just like, luckily, they did get me turned around. Anyways, mm, that man, like the backstory, he joined the group. Then he made like a, what's it called, a whole nother identity, basically, to throw everybody off. Like, just for them to still figure it out at the end, or you tell them, what? Mm-mm. It was just and then it was just like even the backstory because like this person was already a part of the family that had another storyline in this story that was very prominent, and even that person made a change to be a better person, all because he met the right person. It's all about the right people, the right intentions, always. So now back to this second part of the dream. So like this one past this man who's in the throne looking like basically gone. Hmm. Hmm. Some weird energy just try to come in. We're gonna be quick. Woo. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, so in second party dream, the woman goes into the I don't know. It was more to the room. It was so much more to the room, and it wasn't even just a room. It was like a hall of some sort, like celebratory hall, something very fancy, something nice. Like it was a party, an event, and there was all these people in the room. But what was shown was as entering into the group, there was a older, fair complexion, melanated woman and a young lady, two women, and they kind of just grouped together, and that was the interesting part of the dream because something had happened previously, and it was so ironic because it was like it was so unintentional, it didn't make any sense. God forbid somebody like tried to be real conniving in your energy towards you because they didn't want it to be known that they were the one trying to go against you, trying to attack you, but wanted to be in relation with you. All right. So when this previous situation happened, it was like I was just like, all right, I don't like to even bring up this type of information and stuff like that. I don't want to like put my information on here like that. I'm here to like just you know teach y'all what I know. But I started seeing like even the person I came in contact with and they tried to assault me. I was just like, wow, you were bold. But it wasn't just like you were bold because like I knew something that I knew that they knew. But this person was getting caught up in these things. Let me tell you how they got caught up in these things in regards to trying to go against me, right? This person was sent in by someone who was supposed to be supportive of me to watch what I had going on. Not just online. This person who's supposed to be in relation to me, they had lost their privileges in regards to like me and my own personal boundaries. And they didn't like that. But no sane person is not gonna like that. And it's just like, you know, it's not in regards to like somebody wants what's that word? Some it's that phrase, eat your own words. Somebody wants you to eat their own words. But it was manipulation of lies. How dare you? So the person was saying by the other person because they felt like this person felt like they lost access to you in regards to how they treated you. And it doesn't bother you one bit, but it bothers them a lot. But it's like, even if they're trying to make up for their behavior now, it's just like, you know. So, but the person who was sent in was sent to not follow me and could think about it. No, we're gonna get to that later. We're gonna get to that part later. So, like, think about it. So, like, this person came into my vicinity, not and then tried to put people up hands on me. Oh no, that's not what's going on. It was so interesting because in that situation, you know, it could have been something different. And I understand. I was like, for me, like, I don't mind if it was. Let me not even be funny like that, but like, I don't mind if it was something like, all right, two parties, God forbid, like two people are angry about the same thing, so it makes sense for why the scenario is playing out. It was like complete confusion. It was no reason why. Like, it was the like most unintelligent scenario someone could put themselves in. Mind you, I was having a conversation with the same person about like, doing better in life, basically. And that, that in itself is probably what made the person feel offended, but you had no intent to offend anybody. You were just doing what you felt was, necessary. And sometimes you can pick and choose who you want to speak to, have conversations with. But everybody not gonna always receive the message, but that's cool. To each his own. But yeah. Once the scenario is over, the person who I don't know why I forget the person doing the scenario, but the person told me something. A particular person told me something. Somebody that I in particular, will respect. And knowing me, I'll just be like, I ain't trying to hear that or something like that because it's just like when you're already upset about something, like everybody has their own way of going about things. So it's like I probably wouldn't be wanting to hear all that when I'm upset with the person said to me, but it was so interesting. It was like the person said what they said to me, but they had to say it like 2 or 3 times, and it's like maybe somebody could be hard of hearing this. I don't know. Maybe somebody didn't get the gist of something, and now you know. But that's what correlates to how I was saying I had this dream a few years ago, and then now certain scenarios have played out. I'm like, all right, I understand. So certain you gotta go through certain experiences so that you can understand them fully. So when this person told me what to do, this person literally told me what to do in regards to the situation. In the situation, it at first it felt like I felt like I'm not gonna hold you. Me personally, my own personal bias toward the situation I was going through. It felt like I was taking the L, right? Like that's with that slang terminology. It's like I felt like not defeated necessarily, but I felt like dang, like I want to keep doing what I'm doing right now. Oh, I want to keep doing what I'm doing right now, so I could like get that off. So basically, the person said what they said, and I was just like, all right, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna just, let the situation play out. I'm gonna respect the person who gave me the advice, and I'm gonna just be like, I bet. And while I was upset about it at first, how the scenario looked like by myself, but you're never by yourself, really. Like God's always with you. So God basically showed me a scenario where, like, all right, you see how like this situation didn't go to your favor, is very random. Like, this really didn't have nothing to do with you. This is the whole situation was just a projection, and I was just like, ain't no way. Like somebody could be trying to project something like that type of negativity on me. So I'm like, all right, like spiritually with your own spiritual eye, intuition, discernment, psychic ability. What does that mean, really? That means somebody couldn't reach me mentally, physically, so they had to try to do something physical. 3 strikes, you're out. Like, oh, that goes into the other dream catcher dream I was talking about. Clock it. What a damn, no negativity. I easy. Now, like I was saying, in regards to this message, like, hmm, it's just like it was a lot of interesting things, I don't know that you experience certain things and then you just realize, all right, God prepares you for certain scenarios so that in the next scenario you always do not good but better. Hmm. It was so interesting, like because people I didn't even really know, or like, and it's so interesting because the person was perceived to not know me or I not know them, but we both knew who each other was. Like in regards to in relation, so it was just like it's like somebody try to use somebody else, like somebody try to manipulate somebody else to do something wrong to you. The whole time that person, even the action of that is wrong, but even the person was already in the wrong to begin with. So it was just like how ironic that situation. So now, when the projection is over, that false narrative is over of the negativity trying to send you, right? Or like me, for instance, God forbid, but like, I'm just saying, thank God because that illusion was just ridiculous. So it's like somebody wants people to laugh at you or you feel down. They wanted something on you so that they could just make you feel less than. Mind you, this person was sitting on a throne and was sitting so tall and high. Who might? Maybe something about like a stoner or something. I don't know. So this person was in that throne sitting like they like you was supposed to come to them. He was an angel. And I'll say, oh, God is good. When you really look at the testimonies you can give in regards to your life and that you continue to have, yes. But we won't let like you gotta like get rid of like the negative energy first. Like that should not be a reoccurring thing. This is what I talked about in the previous channel message. You should go listen to that. But this channel message is really all in regards to my book. All right, Dr. Justice. You should really take a read, like, and listen to what was said in that book because it will have so much. It's so much things I would like to say specifically, but as of right now, I cannot. When I feel as though I can speak about these things, like in regards to this channel, maybe if it's a different channel, whatever. All these people came and started calling me and texting me and like being like, and even if I did like initiate the conversation at first, these people were just like, I'm expecting, and mind you, this is like one of those think before you act type of situation. So I was glad that this person I respected really said something to me. So it was like I could have. That's why I said it could have been a whole different situation. So I'm just like, I'm thinking, they're gonna be because it was an event. The whole like that day in particular where everything was happening like that was supposed to be a really good day, and it still is. There's projects and like in regard to business stuff like that, and other and other things that really supposed to make the day special. It's like this person just thought they were gonna mess up your special day. God forbid. And it's a lot of overwhelming feelings in a sense. It might not necessarily be you, but oh my gosh. The people was just like, that person, they actually, feel bad about what they did because, the situation didn't make sense. And then the other person is just like, yeah, that how like this person just disowned the other person, and the other person, like when I say disowned, like this person was supposed to come there in celebration of an event, and they came and did something that was indirectly supposed to go against that, and in the moment was acting like they didn't know what was going on, like acting like they was living in delusion. And then you not if you upset about something, the fact that you gotta put your hands on somebody, and then after the fact you feel bad. What? What? You cannot make that make sense. Like not to be funny or anything like that. Appreciate the empathy, I guess. But I guess you felt that. How you that is guilt. That is somebody that know they did something wrong. Then 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 this person got this old by the people that they thought they was intentionally trying to use to go against you and make you feel some type of way. It was just like how ironic. Then then a whole other scenario happened where, it got exposed. I don't say that word like that, but it got exposed that this person actually did something wrong to the wrong person. Not to be funny or like uppity about it, but I'm just saying because of it's like it matters who you know. It matters to know your circumstances, your situation. It matters for you to be aware. Just because when you can trust in yourself, when you can believe in yourself, you can say and when you live in your truth, basically, there's nothing nobody can do against you. Because if you're living your truth, there's nothing to hide. But this person was trying to come to you like they was sitting on the phone with a mask. Do you understand? Mm. Ooh, something good's coming in. I don't know why. I just thought about church. I was supposed to go this weekend, but like, yeah, I was like, no, it's not fine. Ready to go. I'll go when I felt called and let to do so. Mhm. Anyways, go. Not gonna say that. All right, mind my business alone. Anyway, and it was just like the whole situation was interesting. Like, and I was just like, wow. But it like this is where like you got to be careful so you never use as a vessel for the enemy. Because I was just doing a channel message where I was just talking about I believe even today like you know somebody like it was just like it was a lot going on, but it's a miracle it goes in favor. I perceive it. I was gonna mention something else, but maybe I'll save for another message or talk about my different platform. I don't know because I think everything needs to be said. That's said thus far. All right.